Yeah, you look
Hey
great.
everybody, what's going on? It's Russ. Great to see you guys here. I'm here today with the amazing, brilliant Mark Von Muser, who is our director of sales here at Clients on Demand. And just in case you guys don't know, Mark absolutely transformed and revolutionized the sales process that we use here at COD. And he is probably like, I mean, there's a million reasons we got to $1 million a month, but like Mark is probably like reason number one, reason number two. So, it's with great pleasure and great joy that I can come to you guys to share some of Mark's wisdom with you guys, because it really took our company to the next level, and it really took our sales team to the next level. And I know that with the discoveries that we've made after doing these high ticket programs for 5 years now and just crushing it and growing year after year after year, that there's nobody better when it comes to high ticket sales than Mark and myself. So you guys are in very, very, very good hands today. So really quickly, just drop a quick comment in the box. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We both had the wrong microphone selected when we started this, so I just want to make sure you guys can even hear me in the first freaking place. Cool. Great. All right, awesome, guys. How you guys doing? Okay, cool. So let's see who's here. There we go. There's the comment window. Stevens is here. Debonick is here. Christopher, Rob, Joan, Kathy, Melissa, Sharita, Chris, Roderick, Susan, Raj, Jackie, Rob, Gao, I
Nice.
think it is,
Al.
Lisa,
Yep.
Melissa, Lisa Marie. What's going on, you guys? Anissa. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is that big thing that everyone is so terrified of when it comes to enrolling new clients on the phone, and that is the price objection. And I want you guys to just take a second and think about this for a minute. What is the price right now that you're charging for your work? Is that price as high as it should be, or is it lower than it should be? And I want you to take a second before we get into this and just really think about that for a minute. Are you undercharging because you're afraid that if you charged a higher price, nobody would pay it? Are you undercharging because you take a look at your niche and maybe there are some competitors there that have been in the game a little bit longer than you? Maybe they have more case studies than you. Maybe they have more testimonials than you. And you look at what they're charging and you go, oh man, there's no way I can charge as much as that guy. I should charge a little bit less. Well, if you're doing that, I really want to invite you to just consider that at the root of all of that stuff, and I know because I used to do it, but I can tell you right now, at the root of all of that stuff is just fear. It's just fear. It's that fear of rejection. It's that fear of hearing the word no. It's that fear that, oh, if you tell people your program is 3,000 or 5,000 or 8,000, even if you know it's worth that much, that someone's going to say, oh, I can't pay that much. I can't afford it. And then you're going to feel rejected and you're going to feel afraid, and it's going to take the wind right out of your sails. So the good news that Mark and I have for you today is that pretty much every single client who has ever gone through Clients on Demand, as soon as they went through our program, we got them getting rid of whatever pricing structure they had before and moving immediately into charging 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, sometimes even more for their work, and getting it right. So the key is, how do you get that internal certainty for yourself that you're really worth it? And the key is, how do you overcome this price objection? And I think once you guys understand what's at the root of the price objection, my sincere hope is that will give you the guts and the courage to raise your prices up to where they ought to be. So first off, let me just really quickly talk about why your work is probably worth more than it is, because I want you guys to understand we're not just talking about, oh, just hey, slap a zero on slap an extra zero on your prices. If you're charging 300, charge 3,000, charge whatever. What I'm telling you guys is that this isn't going to be true for somebody that's selling a vacuum cleaner, okay? But it is true for people that are charging, that are selling life-changing work. And I have a feeling that that's most of you. So if you're a coach, or you're a consultant, or you're a professional service provider, if you are solving a major life or business challenge for your clients, then my belief, this is something that you should be charging $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 for, right? I mean, I'm working with a guy right now to get into amazing shape. I've already seen amazing results. That's priceless. I mean, my God, this guy's giving me my health. This guy's giving me longevity. This guy's giving me confidence. If you're helping people turn around their marriage, if you're helping people turn around their business, whatever you're doing, if you're solving a major life or business challenge, then you should be charging a premium price for it. And once you understand that, then really the only reason why you're not doing that is just fear. And that's kind of what Mark and I want to blow up for you a little bit today. So guys, it's great to see you guys here. Jason says, I went from $100 per treatment to $6K because of COD. Nice.
Love it.
Nice. That's what we're talking about, guys. Your prices can elevate that dramatically and can be transformed that dramatically, but you just got to know how to do it the right way. So it's not just a question of just, oh, I'm going to arbitrarily raise my prices. What you've got to do is put a foundation under that so that the sales process you're using supports that higher price.
Yeah, this is such a fun conversation, Russ, because it cracks me up because, said now, even if you're not talking about vacuum cleaners, and I chuckled because believe it or not, that's the difference between Hoover vacuums and Kirby. Kirby charge high ticket because they understand how, and they go into some of the poorest neighborhoods in the entire country, yet they sell a ton of vacuum cleaners. Why? Because they understand the concepts that we're going to be talking about today. And it defies logical understanding of what's being taught out there. But as we've said more than once, the way that it's been taught in the past is, I wouldn't say it's wrong. It's wrong for today. Mm-hmm. It worked back then, but the buyers have evolved. And if you guys don't get your head around that and you keep bringing that old stuff to today, it just won't work. And so I really love this conversation and this topic because it's you hit on the nail on the head. There are people out there teaching now, just charge more. It's not that simple. Mm-hmm. You can't just say, I'm going to charge more. You need to know how, you need to know why, and you need to make it work for the client first and work for you. And if you don't do all of those, it'll just collapse on itself. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's going to be a fun talk.
So guys, the first thing that comes into play when charging a high price is your own internal certainty. That's really the key, is that you have to create that certainty for yourself that the work that you do is truly worth a premium price. And when we have clients who come to work with us at Clients on Demand, we do a lot of work around that. Because look, you're a human being. I'm a human being. We're all human beings. All of us have doubts, right? All of us have fears. All of us have moments where we feel like, oh my God, I don't know. Is it really worth that much? Or, oh my God, am I really as good as I think I am? Or whatever. I mean, that's just human nature. But the first thing you need to do to overcome that price objection is to cultivate that certainty within yourself. Because here's the truth. If you're certain about the value that you provide, guess what? Your clients are going to be certain about it too. But if you're full of doubt and fear and disbelief and self-sabotage and all that stuff, then even if you're saying all the right things, even if you're doing all the right things, even if you've read every single book about objection handling and you've got all the little snappy comebacks and all that stuff, your clients are going to subconsciously sense your fear. I guarantee it. They're going to sense it. You can say everything right. You can do everything right. But if you don't have that belief in yourself, it's like they're going to pick up on that and they're going to give it right back to you. And that's most of the time, guys. That's why you hear that price objection. And this is what you guys need to internalize and understand. Most of the time, the price objection is fake. Most of the time, the price objection is fake. So occasionally you're going to run into people that just, any way you slice it, they just can't afford it. Whatever, man. They're in a point in their life where they have no money, they have no credit, and they're just not in a position where they can invest in someone. But for us at Clients on Demand, I mean, that's a very small percentage of our calls. And there's no difference between the audience that we're advertising to and the audience that you guys are probably advertising to as well. So then let's just say that you speak to 5 people, right? Maybe 20% of them, this is just a guess, but maybe 20% of them, 10% of them, whatever, really honestly and truly won't have the money. So then that brings you to the 80% who do. Now, why do you hear the price objection from people that are perfectly capable of affording it? It's because that's the escape route. That's the escape hatch. When I'm on the phone with you and you're trying to sell me something and I'm not convinced of the value, am I going to tell you, hey, you know what? This program doesn't sound very cool. Or am I going to tell you, hey, you know what? I don't think you know what you're talking about. Or am I going to tell you, hey, I don't really see the value here? No, I'm going to tell you, oh, it's too expensive. But is it really? No. So when you hear that price objection, it's like a secret code that just says you have not established the value in their mind yet. Does that make sense, guys?
Well, let's stretch that a bit further because this is really important because what you said is spot on. And what you're talking about is what we call level 4 enrolling. And level 1 is where I'm the sales guy and I just talk at you. That's what most people do. Now, the bulk of the other sales trainers out there are level 2. they talk and they ask a specific question to elicit a specific outcome. And they get very good at that, boxing you in a corner. But that's still only level 2. Level 3 is really where you start to build such trust that, you're doing good, you're saying the right words, and the people really know that, hey, you know what, there's something about this guy. But level 4 is that intrinsic deep knowing. You either know something feels right and I just got to do it, or something that this trumps everything. But you'll never get there if you show up with the wrong intention. So these guys that are trying to close, not get to the truth for the client, they're never going to get beyond level 2. And so when you're talking about that, at your deepest core, if you don't understand the lifetime value of your transformation for this person, you'll never get high ticket. Because the reason most people do it is they immediately show up with the wrong intention. Well, they play the comparison game. Everyone else is charging that. They've never done the work to look and say, yeah, but those guys are idiots. Those guys don't care. Those guys have a 44% refund rate. Those guys don't have a front door on their office. They have a turnstile because nobody stays. The employees are, you know what I mean? They only compare the price, not the deliverables, not the amount that
Mark,
they care.
that is such a good point, you guys. You guys that are intimidated because you have competitors in your space, I can almost guarantee you that their programs absolutely suck. They suck. The bar is set so low in most niches where people are selling information or they're selling an ebook, but the number of people that are really selling something transformative is so unbelievably small. And so the secret to commanding these premium prices is that you can swoop in there, even if you don't have as many case studies, even if you haven't been around as long, whatever it is, even if you don't have 50 certifications, if you've got a program that is transformative, you can go in there and dominate, because I can guarantee you in most niches, your competitors aren't even trying. They're not even trying. You guys understand that? How many people who are listening right now, and you can go ahead and drop a comment in the box. How many of you guys have invested in a program that was basically just information? How many of you guys have invested in a program that was just like, oh yeah, here's how to do something, whether it's like, oh, here's how to do a launch, and they give you like a little bit of guidance about how to do a launch, and then they just kind of send you off on your way to go figure it out. How many of you guys have invested in something like that?
Yeah, probably everybody.
Yeah, probably everybody. Yeah, okay, yeah. Susan says several. Yeah. Joan says LOL. Yeah, exactly. So people are, this is what's being sold out there, guys. And this is true not just in the online marketing niche, or whatever, or the coaching niche. This is true in every single niche out there, right? So if you guys can go in there and offer something transformative, you understand, you will be head and shoulders above your competition just because they're not even freaking trying. Most people can't be bothered to do the work that it takes to actually get results for their clients. They just can't be bothered, man. They want that. They're in love with that passive income thing. They're like, oh, I just want to sell my ebooks and then that's it. But if you really have something that is transformative, oh man, you can swoop into any market and dominate, because guess what? Your clients are actually going to get results, and their clients are going to go and they're going to read whatever it is, the ebook, they're going to watch the video course, and then they're never going to do anything. They're never going to take action, and they're going to be just as stuck as they were before. So you guys have to understand, even if you have this competition that's like entrenched, or this competition, oh, this person's so famous, or they've been on such and such a stage, or oh, their branding is so great, or whatever other bullshit, their clients are most likely not getting results. And they're most likely not even trying to get their clients results. So that's creating a massive opportunity, not just in the internet marketing space or the online marketing space, but in relationships and fitness and everything, where you can swoop in there like an avenging angel and say, hey, here's the real stuff. And if you market that properly and position yourself properly, you'll make everybody else in that niche completely irrelevant. You guys understand that? So please just don't overestimate your competition, okay? Most of the people you're competing against are terrible at what they do and don't even care in the first place. So that's how low the bar is set. You swoop in there and you're dedicated to what you do, dedicated to results, and you're marketing yourself properly, you can go in there and crush, and it's game over. Honestly, it really is.
You know what I love, Russ? This is so much fun too. Let's look at this another way and just kick that whole thing in the nuts. If you are in the business Okay. And you can't even establish, again, because I've yet to meet anybody charging those lower tickets that's happy about it. They all instinctively know their value's worth more. So if they can't even speak their own truth to you, that client, about the value and what they're worth, how are you going to be able to count on them when it's time for them to hold your feet to the fire to get you that outcome?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. It's like
That's
they know
huge.
they should be charging $5,000, but they're settling for 497 because that's what everyone does. Or let's do the therapist or the accountant. Well, I'm charging $150 an hour. That's a really great rate. Not really, not if you're an expert and you know how to save that guy an extra 250 grand off his taxes. And so they're charging by the hour. And we show people how to charge by outcomes and giving a lifetime. And there's a process to it, make no mistake. But do you want to be the guy that's fighting for the lowest denominator, or do you want to learn how to position it so you understand what your value is? It's the same thing that destroys relationships, is if one side doesn't understand their value, they have very little left to give to the other person. To that, I heard somebody say, which was brilliant. A relationship is not 50-50. It's 100-100.
Yeah.
And so if the person that you're going to hire is cheap and they won't even stand up for their own price, how do you expect them to stand up for you when it's your future, when it's your breakthrough that's needed? You need somebody, again, because I've seen, and I've talked to God knows how many, and so have you, when they sign somebody up at 497 and they have a doctorate, or they have 20,000 hours of coaching, they've got 12 certifications and they got great results, and it's only 497. Number one, they're a bit resentful. Some are verbally resentful, but some hurt. It's kind of like, yeah, I got to go. But I've given so much away. So they kind of resist it. They will not be in flow to do everything they can to help that person. And so then the other thing is, I really want to point out, it dishonors you. If you're settling for that, it's kind of like you're settling for an abusive relationship. It's not that bad, Russ. He only beats me 3 times a week. My friend gets hit 5 times. And it's like, it dishonors the value of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it also dishonors the client, because the client pricing should be a reflection of enough skin in the game for them to finally get the result. If you underprice it, they aren't going to show up anyway. And that's just the truth.
That's key, guys, because I know that there's some of you that are, so some of you guys, are starting to realize, wait, maybe my work is really worth more. And that's great. But some of you might be sitting there going, yes, Russ, I get it. My work is worth more and I should be charging $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever, but I just can't do that to my clients, right? What about all these people that need my help? And if that's how you feel, then first of all, I just want to salute you, because it shows that you really do care about the clients. So kudos to you there. But here's what you're going to find. Charging premium prices is a win for you, and it's a win for your clients too. Now, why is that? Because when somebody shows up and they invest like $100, they're not going to give it. That's how much effort they're going to give it, right? They're not going to give it the effort that it deserves. But when someone comes in and they invested a premium price, they're going to do everything. Like this fitness dude I just signed up with, man, he was charging a premium price. I paid that premium price. If I was paying less, then maybe I would have eaten that pizza. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I would have said, hey, I don't want to work out today. But I'm sitting there going, dude, I paid this guy a lot of money. I'm going to do everything he tells me. And so I don't know about you, but that's the kind of clients that I want to work with, period. You understand? So it's a win-win for everybody. You're commanding a premium price, so your clients are showing up coachable and ready to work, and you can work with fewer clients and still make more money. So take a second, guys, and just think about the clients that you've worked with in the past. And maybe some of you guys are still trying to get your first client. Maybe some of you guys have had 10 clients already. Maybe you've had 100. But my God, how would your life have changed if you earned $5,000 for every single one of those clients? Where would you be today? What would your financial situation look like? What would your clients' results look like? How much more elevated would your ability to serve those people be? You understand? You would be hitting your income goals faster. Your clients would be getting better results. You'd have more freedom in your life because now you can work with fewer people and make more money. It's literally a win for everybody all the way around. The only thing that's holding you back is that fear. And if you let that go and you get your marketing and your sales in line so you can support those higher prices, you are unstoppable. Do you guys understand that?
It's so much.
Jackie says,
Yeah.
this is so true. I paid a high ticket price to one of the most well-known in my niche, and it turned out I had paid for information. I never learned the how. This is what my program offers. So worth it. Thank you for helping me put 2 and 2 together on this. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Philip says possibly 500 to 1,000 clients during 12 plus years of online marketing. So there you go. 1,000 clients at $5,000 is $5 million, right? And it's not that, I mean, you know, and it sounds like a crazy number, but is it really? It's just a question of what's your price times how many clients. You know, when I was younger, I say it like I'm an old man. I mean, like when I was younger, I mean like 6 years ago, right? When I was first kind of figuring some of this stuff out, you know, I'm looking at these people, and at that time, doing like $100,000 a month seemed unbelievable to me. Nobody was even talking about doing $1 million a month. I mean, that was like unheard of. So doing $100,000 a month, it seemed like, oh my God, that's all the money in the world. How could you possibly make $100,000 a month doing that? That was my goal for a really long time. And when you're selling, like, guys, when you're selling like $97 courses or $27 ebooks or whatever it is, getting to $100,000 a month, it's like, it's impossible. Because I mean, how many freaking ebooks do you have to sell to get to 100 grand a month? It's impossible. But when you have something that's 5K, when you have a really fantastic $5,000 offer, how many people do you need? You need 20. That's like one person every other day. And when your marketing's dialed in, that's really not that tough. It really isn't. And so you can take these big, big numbers that seem so out of reach for you. Oh my God, that's so crazy. I couldn't even think about that much. But you break it down. It's not that many clients, is it? It's not that many sales, is it? And when you start to see that, then all of a sudden that big number that seems so out of reach, all of a sudden now it starts to seem possible. And what's great about this, guys, is that you can understand, hey, what's my price? What's my income goal? Take your income goal, divide it by your price, and that's going to tell you how many clients you need. And then it's just a question of, okay, great. How do I go get them? How do I serve them? You understand? So this is the secret to creating leverage in your business. This is the secret to actually going in there and just dominating, because you've got something better and you're charging accordingly. You understand? Nelson is asking, this works even if you're starting completely from scratch? Nelson, the answer is yes, as long as you can solve a major life or business challenge. Okay. So again, if you don't have any skills and you can't really help anybody and you don't know how to fix any problems, then you don't have anything to, yeah, well, you don't have anything to sell, whether it's, doesn't matter if it's $10 or $100 or $1,000 or $5,000, right? If you don't have anything, then you got nothing for sale. But if you have something for sale and it solves a major life or business challenge, then yes, absolutely, you can charge $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 for that. Jerry's asking, sorry, real quick, Mark, I just want to read this real quick. Jerry's asking, what about someone like me? I'm in a super competitive industry, real estate. I've thought about a coaching right? I've thought about a coaching program for the entrepreneur that wants to get into this business. Thoughts? Mark, why don't you field that one real quick?
This one acts absolutely, for real estate too. It's a very, I would say, easy niche to break into, because there's so much incompetence that's leading the way. Some of them are just telling you to go door knock and cold call. Well, that's great, except 99% will not do it. The other one is telling you to go out there and spend about $1,000 to $10,000 a month on ads or giving away free stuff and hoping people. Those are the two big trainers in there. But we've helped repeatedly number of real estate. I think we have 2 other ones using our system, and she just did $267,000 last month. And she's in real estate. So that's the sort of thing that real estate, it works really well, because again, you solve a major problem. Over 90% of realtors are going to drop out and flunk out within the first 2 years. So here they have this huge engine where they could get major life transformation, but the training is all transactional. The training is outdated. So anybody coming in with a new approach that can really deliver can make as much and serve as many people as they want. So real estate is just another one of those. We've also helped people in the lending business. Some of the most successful people in our program, they help lenders make 6 and 7 figures as a lender. So we have helped investors. We show them how to take their investing program and find people, and online now teach realtors how to do it. We've helped another one take realtors or lenders, and then he shows them how to have realtors, to work with him. So it works very well for investing, for real estate, even for property management would work. If you solve a major problem, it will work. Again, to Russ's point, if you suck at what you do, no system's going to work.
Right.
You need to be willing to love them, serve them, and really deliver results. And when you've only got 5 or 10 committed clients, you're 99% of the way there, because they're going to show up and do the work.
Yep.
But again, if you undercharge and you're resentful, oh, I got to go do this, you're never going to be able to get flow. You just won't.
So Eileen is asking, what are the criteria, specifics of evaluating if you have something that solves a life or business problem? Well, Eileen, honestly, that's not a question I can answer, because I need to know more about you. I need to know more about your business. So one of the reasons we offer that free call, that if you go to clientsondemand.com/talk, you can book a call with us. That's the first thing we're going to do with you, is you can tell us all about what you've got and what your offer is and what you do. And we'll go to work and say, hey, look, is this something that can command a premium price, or isn't it? And sometimes it's not. But if it's not, we'll tell you. And believe me, we will search with you to see, okay, well, if what you came to us with is not something that can command a premium price, well, what else is in your skill set that maybe you could command a premium price for? So Eileen, that's something that needs to happen in the course of like a 30, 45 minute conversation, so we can really go deep with you to answer that question. So the best thing you can do is book a call. Go to clientsondemand.com/talk and just book a call to talk to us. Nelson says, hang on real quick.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Mark. Sorry. You want to piggyback on that?
With regards to what she said too, our team are experts at knowing what this will work for, what we can target, what we can't, whether or not you have a good enough skill set. We know that. And I would wager almost 50% did not have clarity on that. And a lot of them were doing the wrong thing. And we found a better skill set. For example, we helped somebody make over $1 million. Remember, with the ebook, but it was a unique spin. Mm-hmm. And she had another program, but we showed her how to take her skill set, which helping doctors create a residual income using an ebook, but she was selling an outcome to a doctor who wanted residual income. She ended up making over $1.5 million with it using our system. So that's why the phone call is so important, because you guys don't know whether it'll work or not online or with this model. We do. And the guys, they have one agenda, and that's to get to the truth. What's not working? Where do you want to go? And if we can help, we'll show you. If something else is better, we'll even steer you over there. We're going to both win either way.
And guys, look, we're dead serious about not enrolling anybody into the program or not working with anybody who doesn't have a really good, solid, something that we can turn into a high ticket offer. If you don't have that, believe me, we will tell you. Okay. If my salespeople enroll somebody who doesn't really have anything going on, I am pissed. And we have a whole big meeting, and it's a whole big deal, okay? So I want you guys to know that if you book that call, you're in good hands. Like, we're not going to BS you. We'll really go into what's your skill set? What have you helped people achieve? What's your unique knowledge? And is that something that can be a high-ticket offer or not? And if it isn't, what can we do to look into your skill set and find something that maybe could be? Nelson is asking a great question. This is a great question. He says, my biggest fear of charging, and by the way, Nelson, I just want to thank you for being honest about this and sharing this. He says, my biggest fear of charging that much is this freaking limited belief that I have. I think the Latino market are not willing to pay that much. Well, Nelson, one of our earliest clients was a gal named Diana, and she was a marketing coach in the Spanish-speaking market, which was kind of fun. I had to look at her landing pages and her webinar and stuff, and even though they were in Spanish, and she kind of had to translate it for me and everything else. But Diana, I think, did $270,000 worth of high ticket sales in the first 6 weeks that we started working together. So believe me, it doesn't matter if it's the Latino market. It doesn't matter if they're speaking English or Japanese or whatever. It really doesn't matter. What matters is if they see the value, they will find a way. If they see the value, they will find a way. But you have to have that certainty first. Does that make sense, Nelson?
Yeah, let me stack on this too, Russ, because this is important. And I've worked a lot in the Latin market. And again, you're correct, Nelson. It's just a limiting belief. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So there's ways to get that ripped out. But guys, please write this down. Quality is the ultimate bargain. Invest in excellence. Mm-hmm. And you got to keep it in context. You're talking about your life's purpose, the reason for being here. And if you will go out there and be their warrior and help clients get out of their suffering and help them solve that problem, you deserve to be paid, and paid in a big way. And I remember the first time I ever heard about quality. And I remember there was this one doctor, and his teenager was about ready to start driving. And this doctor had stopped practicing medicine and had started building businesses and became hyper wealthy, jet wealthy, but a very humble guy. And he said, when I had the pleasure to chat with him, we were talking about, teens and getting ready to drive and how scary. And it's like, and somehow it came up what kind of car he was going to get. And he goes, well, I've done my research. I'm going to be getting her a Mercedes. Okay. Now that's an expensive first car for a 16-year-old. Now the common belief is we'll get them something cheap. We don't want them. Money doesn't grow on trees and all the scarcity crap that's out there. And then when I asked him, I knew there was a reason. And I said, can I ask you, Dick, why a Mercedes? And he goes, well, it's a great question. He goes, did you know it's the safest car? Did you know that the braking distance, that they're the single most important thing on this entire planet is my family. And I will do everything I can to protect them. And if that means I need to pay a little bit more, you can rip the emblem off. You can paint it, take the emblems off. I want the best chance my daughter has, in heaven forbid if there's an accident. So what's really cheap and what's really value?
Bingo.
And what if you were looking at that as your business? What if you were trying to go ahead and bring poverty consciousness into deciding who you're going to pick as a mentor, whose path you're going to follow? And it's the same thing in reverse for you guys. If you guys will be that Mercedes or Bentley or Rolls or a car that is amazing when what hits the fan, it's the same thing. And too many people are going low budget. And then all of a sudden, if you don't believe it and you're shocked now that you're getting price objections, the two are in the same coin. You need to understand your value and then be able to bring that to the call. And now you have some ammo to deal with it when those pre-programmed responses come back. Go ahead.
Peter's asking, I'm in the restaurant business having a birthday club, sending birthdays to restaurants. How can I charge $3,000 a month? Peter, that's something, again, I got to know the particulars. I got to know like who you work with and what the outcome is and what they're really paying for and all that stuff. So you got to book a call because I can't answer that question. It would be irresponsible for me to answer that question without knowing more about you. So guys, it's just like, like it's like a doctor. It's like, you guys are asking me, well, how can I cure my psoriasis? I'm like, I can't just tell you, like, you got to come in and I got to like look at it and see what's going on. And then I can tell
Russ,
you the right way to fix it. Yeah.
The thing on that, Nelson, though, is I already have a way that I would strategize on that.
Oh yeah.
That one could absolutely be, but you won't see it because you can only see what you're aware of. We've had a lot of other things. So the inside of a jar cannot read the outside of a label. One of the most powerful things about having a coach is a coach, just like you watch in the Super Bowl. They can watch the players play and notice, hey, so-and-so's got a limp. Let's go deep. He can't keep up with him. We're beating him every day long. The coach can see that. The quarterback can't. The quarterback's trying not to get killed. Mm-hmm. So you have a coach up in the box. You have a coach with a plan. And so that's why New England won again. And so it's the same thing, but stuff like that, Nelson, that's the stuff that you guys call a big challenge, a big struggle. We call it Tuesday. We call it Wednesday because that's the stuff we deal with every day. And I'll be honest, I'm going to toot Russ's horn. I have never heard anybody better. And I've had access to probably more than most. And Russ is the best I've ever heard. That's his gift. He can put all those pieces together and then he starts going, okay, so you do this. What if and it's like, it's freaking amazing to watch. And so that's a big part of it. I've watched him do this completely. And then all of a sudden, that person I told you about with the ebooks, that's what happened with her. And now she's a millionaire because Russ sat there and he said, let's get it. He has a very unique skill set about saying, what is the real problem you solve? What is your real passion? And there's a ton of training on it to help you get there. And our team is amazing at it. Next thing you know, and then flow. That's where it's fun.
Shubangi's asking I hope I'm saying that right. Shubangi or Shubangi. Hey guys, if you had anyone from personal styling or fashion industry take COD and charge premium rates, yeah, Christine. We've had, I mean, I think it's somebody that just went through the program just now. She's killing it. So yeah, like, because again, the thing is people have this belief that their self-presentation really, really matters. And if they're not showing up properly and they're not congruently positioning themselves, the way they dress, the way they show up, all those things, if you don't have that in your business, that's a big problem. Now, so right there, it's right there for you. So again, guys, listen, we're talking a lot about clients that we've had that have had success. I just have to say, just because we've had clients that have had success, obviously, that doesn't mean you're going to have massive success. It's totally up to you. You got to show up. You got to do the work. You got to hustle. You got to solve problems. But it all starts by just booking that call. Go to clientsondemand.com/talk and let us get into it. If you've got something that's great, then my God, why shouldn't you be charging a premium price for it? And let us help you do that. Not just get the confidence to do it, but to have the marketing that supports it, to have the sales conversation that supports it, to have the advertising that supports it. So it all lines up like who you are, the impact you want to make in the world, your advertising, your marketing, your sales, your program, it all is 100% congruent so that you've got people showing up, paying $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to work with you and thanking you for it because you're giving them such a powerful, life-transforming experience. Can you do that? I don't know. You have to book a call so we can get into it. Go to Russ or go to clientsondemand.com/talk.
Yeah. And it's so much fun, guys. For us, what juices us more than anything else, and this is what our clients do. We had somebody in Millionaire Alliance and he was so excited. He's telling us about, oh, and I helped this guy. This guy was able to save his house and saved his business. He's now the top producer. And listening to all of these victories that this person had was his now truth, his new existence. And then all of a sudden he's like, and I go, and how much did you make last year? He goes, oh my God, you're right. I topped $1 million. How cool would your life be if the least thing you think about is how much money you made? What if every single day, the best part of your day and what juiced you was opening up your email, getting emails and calls from people saying, you have no idea, but you saved my life. You changed it. You saved my business. You saved my health. My kid lost weight too. Now my whole family lost weight or whatever. How cool is that world? Because that is available, but you can't keep doing what everyone else is doing because that way won't get you there. Just the bottom line. And it's like all these people out there, they're maybe winning, and I don't think most of them are. But if you're in the information game, you're competing with Google. You're not going to win that. But when you compete on the transformation game, you get to be the man or woman.
100%, guys. So listen, this is what I want everybody watching to do. Jump in the comments real quick and just tell me, what is the price that you are committed to charging? Right? This year, are you going to raise your prices? This year, are you going to finally start charging what you're really worth and what you really deserve? And if you are, what is that number? Just jump in the comments. Let me know what that number is, because I want to see I want to see you guys, I want to elevate your thinking. And if you're listening to this, but it's not changing anything in your thinking, then it's like, why? You've got to make that decision. You know what, man? This is how much I'm worth, and I'm committed to go out there and get it. So jump in the comments and let me know how much that is.
Let me stack on that, Russ, too, because guys, this is important. As you're picking that number, if you are not excited in your heart every time you get a new client, you're charging too little.
Yep.
So if it's a safe number, well, I charge $100 an hour and I'd like to get maybe 150 or 200, you're missing the point. You need to be so inspired every time you get a new client that you're like, oh my God, oh, this one's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So now we're starting to think. Kylie, 10,000, Barb's at 11.
Rachel, 5K, Marshall, 4K,
Rob,
Barb, 11K, 11K. Thanks to COD. Barb, I love it. What were you charging before you came to COD? Just so you guys understand the difference it can make. Jackie says 5,000 pounds. I think that's like $1 million. Kylie says 10K. Rob says 4,500. Ryan says 10K. Nelson says 4K easily. Liz, before COD, $125 an hour. Now 9K. Woo. That's awesome.
And she's getting it. And it's so exciting to watch. We get to celebrate every single time we see another, Liz has a new client. And I kid you not, guys, in our group, it's so funny because they're going, oh, I got the perfect client. I can't wait to serve her and she's going to be perfect. And you hear that energy. That's what it's supposed to be. Not like, oh crap, I got another one. And I'm giving him everything and he gets for nothing.
Pablo says awesome. 3,500. Remy says 12K. Eric says 5K. Shubanji says 3,000 pound easily. You guys, it's all right there for you. Barb says before clients on demand, she's at 11K now. Barb says before clients on demand, she said 11. She only had one-on-one clients at 1K per month. So I mean, guys, to go from charging 1K per month to charging 11K, I mean, come on, like that's life changing for you and it's life changing for the client. Don't you understand? Jackie says before clients on demand, charging 90 pounds to 150 pounds per hour. And now he's at 5,000 pounds for every client who comes in the door. Guys, how much would that kind of transformation change your life? I mean, really think about it. How would it transform your life? How would it give you more freedom? How would it enable you to get better outcomes for your clients? So it's a win-win for everybody all the way around. So guys, I want to salute you guys for those of you guys that let us know how much you want to be charging. And if you need our help to do that, we are here for you 100%. Go to clientsondemand.com/talk, book a call to speak to us. Worst case scenario, we find out, hey, you know what? It's not a fit. Best case scenario, that one call changes the rest of your life. And now you can command those kinds of prices that you know that you're really, really worth and that you should be charging. So guys, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for participating, letting us know your questions and everything like that. If you guys are checking us out on Facebook and you want to listen to this again, you can catch it on iTunes. You can catch it on Spotify. Just search for the Clients on Demand podcast. And if you're listening to this on iTunes and you want to participate in this live so you can ask questions and give us feedback like everybody else did, it's very, very valuable for you. Go to Facebook and search for Russ Ruffino Clients on Demand on Facebook. That's our business page, and you guys can join us there. And finally, if you guys are on Facebook and you want to get notified about when we are going live, you got to go into the Facebook settings and enable your notifications for live video, and then make sure on our business page you're following us, and then you'll get those notifications that let you know when we're going live. We love you guys. Anything we can do to support you, we are here for you. Go to clientsondemand.com/talk and book a call to speak to us. Mark, thank you so much for being such a rock star. And
thanks, guys.
We will catch you guys on the next show. Bye-bye.